Hi, my name's Barbara Radzavikas and this is Bondi Crafter, although I'm thinking of changing the name just to my name with knit and quilt. Might be more succinct. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I'll always be crafting. In this episode, I've been pretty busy. I've done a test knit, which is exciting. It was a shawl in Madeline Tosh extra light, so it's very thin with cables, beautiful. Also my Andrea Mowry cardigan is coming along, my Douglas, my third Douglas. This one's in greens, so fun. I've got a few acquisitions, gifts, and yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Hexagon Quilts, and yeah, please like and subscribe if you like this content. I mainly talk about what I'm knitting and quilting. I love quilting, all different sorts of quilts, and the one behind me is my giveaway, which I'm drawing soon and be announced in my next podcast, so be in it to win it, friends. I'd like to welcome you all to my lounge room for a bit of a visit, so come and enjoy. Hopefully. So I'll just have a look. I'll just show you what I recently got, which was very exciting, from my friend Judith. So Judith and I are thinking of having a quilt night in the daytime, and Judith purchased a skein of wool each for us in Rowan felted tweed. She got me this beautiful blue, and she's got green, which is an avocado type green, and we're going to make the same shawl. So that should be a fun activity. It's nice and cool out on her back patio on these summer days, so it's very humid, and we're going to do a spot of knitting. Also in the mail, I got my Vera. I saw it advertised recently, and it lets the air circulate through the knitwear, especially in jumpers and cardigans, so that will be fun to try. It's a big net on a spring, so, and you let it out, it springs out, and then it wraps back into that little box, so it does a very large garment. I'm very happy about that. So yeah, also to go with my other things that I've gotten this week, these are the things Judith purchased, and a nice template, but fabrics. We'll have a look at the fabrics, and also some buttons. They're the cutest little owl buttons. I'm thinking about what to put them on. Maybe a hat. So we'll just go through the fabrics, because fabrics are part of quilting. There's this beautiful grunge. I love grunge. And with a hint of pink in it. It's brown with a hint of pink. It is so beautiful. Judith knows I like novelty prints. Little dogs. I'm going to cut those into 1-inch hexagons. That should be fun. These prints are always handy because you can make them to give away overseas to friends. And this one's just lovely. It's Travel Australia. It's got all Australian animals. It's got dingoes and platypuses and echidnas, crocodiles. It's got everything. Emus, kangaroos, little houses on stilts. Yeah, it's a fab print. This was part of a panel. Judith kept the elephant ones, and I've kept and she gave me the birds, which I think are beautiful. Ocean. So I'm not sure whether I'll cut that or not. I might use it as is. It's just lovely. pins. This is a lovely print. And it's a Benetex fabric from New Zealand. They make very nice prints, canvas. If you're interested in any of these fabrics that I'm showing, just leave a comment in the description box and I will get back to you on with more info on or Judith will. I collect fishing equipment. That's lovely. Flies and buoys and things to keep, you know, fishing line up in the water. Sewing. I love the KitchenAid mixer. I think it's fab, but these are all old-fashioned cooking equipment things. Very handy little prints. Going to make a project bag with this. It's knitting. It's got knitting everywhere. Pencils with shavings, scissors. Just a fab print. And this is, it's a Devonstone. Devonstone make lovely prints like this with a nice selvage. If you're making a selvage quilt, you can salvage the selvage, or is it, yeah, salvage the selvage. I have made a selvage quilt and it was so fun collecting them all the time, still collecting them. Little boats. I want to make a few little boy quilts, and these little boats are just beautiful, little sailing boats. I've also got it in off-white, beautiful, and it's called To the Sea by Janet Clare. It's a motor, beautiful motor, good quality cottons, I love. And finally, Judith knows I love the ghosties. I love the ghosties. So fun. This is such a fabulous theme fabric. And look, there we are. It's got everything. Trains. Girls are going on a trip in this one. It's Alexander Henry. Ghastly's Getaway. So beautiful. So yeah, thank you, Judith. Such a great friend. Such beautiful fabrics. So lucky. So that is all my acquisitions. Also in this episode, I thought we'd have a look at the weather. It's been some interesting weather. I love looking at the clouds and the barometer and seeing how the weather's going. I live near the coast, and so I see the coastal storms in the afternoon, mainly in summer. It's very exciting. See all the different sorts of lightning and different sorts of clouds. So yeah, weather watching is one of my favorite pastimes, if I'm not doing something else. Hope you enjoy this this episode. Please like and subscribe. Great, and don't forget to enter my giveaway. Hoping somebody will love this giveaway. It's a table topper English paper piece, and it's not finished, so you have to finish it when you get it. I'll give you instructions if you would like them. Otherwise, the papers are still intact, so you just have to take the papers out and either apply it to a bigger piece of fabric or just have as is and just put it back on it. Either way, it's a beautiful prize to win. And also I've decided on giving 4 more smaller prizes just because it's so hard to choose, you know, and I'm going to use the random chooser on YouTube, so that but I'm having 5 prizes, so 4 smaller prizes also, so that will be announced next podcast. So let's have a look at what I've got this week. This is my first test knit. It's beautiful. It's by Vera, Marcu, an Australian designer, and it's called Piccino. It is so beautiful. It's a small shawl. So beautiful, very delicate, and has lovely tassels which finish it off. It's just such a beautiful, soft shawl, and perfect for any weather, I would say. And if you knit it in black or red, it would have such a lovely Spanish vibe maybe. But I love this Madeline Tosh light that I got from Skein Sisters in Sydney. Must be about a year ago. I bought 2 skeins of it, and this used part of 1 skein, and that's how much is left, so including the tassels. The beautiful test knit. This will be released around the 15th of March on Ravelry, so make sure that you get your copy and have a fun knit. I would recommend this knit to anyone really, beginners right up to advanced. It only took me a few days to knit it, but speed knitting by me. But a lovely scarf or shawl if you're new at cables. The cables are very easy to follow. The graph is perfect, but you'll notice that I'm a mirror image knitter, left-handed, so I read the graphs backwards somehow, and so this is a reverse image of Vera's shawl. She didn't mind when I asked her if it was okay for me to test knit, and she was happy to have me test knit it, but it is so beautiful. So make sure you have your copy and talk about it. It's just beautiful. I've nearly finished this beautiful Douglas cardigan in all greens, John Arbon greens, and these are the buttons that I'm going to use for it, and I'm just thinking, will I use the darker browns, which are seed, there's a seed pod and an obviously darker wood, or will I use the 3 lighter woods? They are made out of, these ones are made out of a piece of beautiful wood, and these 2 are made out of seed pods. And how beautiful is button made out of a seed pod. It's just, and they're hexagons. The seed pods are hexagons. They're just so beautiful. Got these from Judith. She gave them to me, and I think they're just lovely. So I've always thought I would put some natural foresty buttons on this cardigan, and these are the perfect perfect ones to go with. I really love the seed pod, so I'm thinking I'll have that as the top button. I may only have one button, I'm not sure at the moment, but the natural buttons are so lovely. I'm doing a 3-needle bind off on the shoulder seam, so I have to get the stitch from that needle and that needle, go round through the loop on that needle and that needle, and pull them off and loop it over. Comes out perfectly. One more through the two, and not to pull this loop too tight. It's better if it's loose, on the looser side. To carefully take the 2 stitches off, take it over, and this is a beautiful way to bind off. It's a very nice shoulder seam. Love it. This is the second time I have done this seam, mainly because when I tried it on, I noticed that my green sequence was out, and so I had to unpull the last 10 rows. John undid the 3-needle bind off, which was very tricky for me. He has so much more patience. He doesn't knit, but he crochets. And yeah, I have just redone it. So I just couldn't live with it being a different colour to the other side. So we now have matching. I love this 3-needle bind off. It's so flat and beautiful. Next step is to cast on the armholes with my circular needles. John bought me these circular needles to try out, and they're square. I know, square needles. Nice point. They don't slip with slippery yarn, which is excellent. And the string is a nice pliable type of plastic. The needles are, I'm not sure who makes these. 4.5 mil. I love these needles. But I'm using a combination of needles. My other needles are these ones. I've just got a clip on them to stop the stitches falling off. Excellent. And also I bought some of this plastic to take the stitches off so that I could use the other needles, and it's genius. It is. That's all I can say. So yeah, on with the sleeves now. No way. Guess what happened? In my eagerness to sew up the shoulder seam, which is perfect, I've made a huge twist. So I have to unpull that all again. Third time lucky. I can't believe it. Oh. checking and double checking and triple checking. I think we're okay to go. Third time, I will be an expert at 3-needle bind off. Okay, so got the shoulders done and matching, and now the sleeves. I think it fits nicely. Have a button band. Yeah, quite happy with it. Love the greens. It's a V-neck. I've just started my sleeves, and you know how they say playing yarn chicken? Well, this is the whole coop. This is all I've got left. So I don't think my stripes are going to match on the other sleeve. Oh golly. I thought I'd have enough greens, and I don't want to buy any more greens. I don't want to have a look at greens in my greens. These are the greens I've been using for the whole time in this particular cardigan. And yeah, chicken coop. This is my only acquisition this episode from Little Woolly Makes. I haven't even opened the bag yet, but here goes. I'm going to make a shawl with these beautiful yarns, hopefully. And they're hedgehog fibres. I haven't had anything with hedgehog fibres before, but so beautiful. This one is Potluck. It's gorgeous. I've heard someone talk about, I think it might be Casey, typewriter. So typewritery. Oh, this one's interesting. Plume. They're lovely colours. And then a plain one, which is Moonshine, Juniper Moon. And it is a lovely dark, I wouldn't say red, I would say rusty, browny red. But wow, what a lovely collection of skeins. Beautiful. Thank you.
The point is, it triggered your memory, not of the good time.
Today I'm going to stew some fruit. It's a little overripe, but I cut it up all night and cut it up last night and put it in this little container. Peaches and apricots. And it's just perfect for me now to cook up. So let's have some fruit stew. Let's get on with that. This is the easiest recipe. I love it. It's just mine. I just make it up as I go along with a lot of things. So, going to turn on the burner. Some butter in. To start it off. And some brown sugar. Not too much sugar. Should do. It's about a tablespoonful. And here is my beautiful fruit. I'm going to let it stew down. Just turn this down a little bit. Just coat it. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'll let it soften up for about 10 minutes. And then it'll be finished. Put the lid on. And I'll just let that simmer away quietly. Okay, 10 minutes have passed. It looks beautiful, it smells beautiful, and it's all nice and soft. Can you smell it? It's so beautiful. So now I'm going to put it into a nice glass container. I love these containers, and I like them in the fridge because they store food how I like it. So now to put the stewed fruit into the container. So I'm just going to get tea towel to hold it because I don't want to get burnt. Tap it off. This is the bottom of my steamer that I only use for steaming, cooking fruit in, usually apples. But this time I've got beautiful peaches and it's fogging up my glasses. I want to get it all out. And that will be a lovely dessert tonight. Or for lunch. Just beautiful. I'll let it cool off a bit. Then I'll put the lid on. So how easy is that? You just cut your fruit into little pieces, put it in the saucepan, just put a little butter, little brown sugar, or you can leave the sugar out if you like, and just have the natural fruit. Add the fruit, no water, and let it steam for 10 minutes, bubble away, stew, and you have a perfect dessert. So lovely, especially in summer. I've noticed a lot of my friends on YouTube have started spinning. So I thought I would get out my spinning wheel that I bought probably 40 years ago. And it's a Parlour. A Parlour spinning wheel. I bought it from a man in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. It's called a Sleginger spinning wheel. He was a German man and he built it in, he had a factory going in his big shed out the back. And I bought this one. And it's just perfect for a small space. John uses it. It also came with a rack of spools and a niddy noddy. And yeah, it's so beautiful. And I thought Casey of Young Folk Knits would like to have a look at this one, as she has a panache for spinning wheels. Casey, what do you think? It's a beautiful little model. Very easy to work. And yeah, it just needs restringing. John's going to get some sashing to string her up. And he'll buy a fleece or one that's already processed to the part where it's up to spinning. But yeah, is that a beautiful little spinning wheel or what? And the wood is so lovely also, and it's so well crafted. It's just lovely. So that is my spinning wheel. John and Kitty are crocheting here. John's crocheting a big blanket this time with very bright colours. And what stitch are you doing?
No idea. Double stitch.
Double crochets, he thinks. It's very pretty. And it's very big. And it's quite humid here. So it looks a little like a Mexican rug, those Southwest colours. It's beautiful.
Using up all the old leftovers.
Yeah, John says they're leftover balls. But it's very pretty, isn't it? Look at the green, with the green in the middle. So pretty. This one is for our son Nathan, who has claimed it already because he loves the colours. And Kitty quite likes it too. Yesterday I went to Spotlight because I had 40% off and I got this beautiful fabric. It's Australian fabric. It's a Jocelyn Prost design from Spotlight in Australia, and it's a more firmer cotton but beautiful, and I'm going to make some gifts to go with my prize for my giveaway, so look out for birds. It's just so hot and humid here in Sydney the last couple of days, and I am just melting away. I've had a bit of a fan, but it is so hot and so humid. I hung my clothes out yesterday on the clothesline early, hoping they would dry, but the humidity was just so much. It must be about 200%, if you can get that. And the clothes came in, they were still damp, so that tells you how humid it is. And I'm just, you know, I don't like humidity, but I feel the best when it's humid. I really don't get it when it's beautiful and cool and everything's going well. I'm feeling off. But today it's good. It's the 21st of February. Hoping to edit this afternoon and get it posted. So